I want him to hear what we are saying. We are a nation of laws. And we are very courageous people. We are not people that can be walked over anyhow, anytime. You don't come to our nation and begin to behave the way you want and expect that we will succumb to this nonsense. What is the position of the law? We've lived with our brothers from Nigeria, time immemorial, more than 100 years. How's that for Nikruma? Now I want to build my easy one, and to think that he even calls himself a doctor. Let us find out. School Ben will call your friend a doctor. JTech for write to him and ask him which school did he attend that he calls himself a doctor.
Fire no.
We've been free, we've been living peacefully with our brothers from Nigeria. All of a sudden, you are becoming impulsive. You are imposing yourself on the people. And the people naturally will rebel. What kind of nonsense is this? Now, young go back in the Shadia. 1970. 69 year Tuaba. And he had the Buzia a buy. Buzia buy and Kufuado Papa. A Kufuado Papa and a executive secretary, a president. And a Buzia prime minister. No yen will buy and was say Ghana no Nigeria for na Jaffa. Sasa time on Kroma and was any one Africa Nadia Benjamin. It's any about the Bien Sana Nigeria for them. Menoka say Accra New Town. What when you Accra? Near Fro Lagos Town. Meboa. Motran Kenya Sana near. If Sana Lagos of Nigeria for Nina Wafa. Maybe I came over. Who do a kind shin in one yadia? Or man or more businesses, what more year, Numa Pano, you call for a craby. Near Kenya, Nigeria. And I didn't Busia by no see there be the economy na could D a Nigeria for instance. For which reason there must be some policies that seeks to protect the Ghanaian people.
Precisely.
And Wayan was aliens compliance order. Yeah, near twisty history. Now, as the word says, aliens compliance order. Now, it wasn't an expulsion order. Say, it's a biomun sorting quanis among sorting. Who ye over TSO, ye pamo Nigeria for some. Ya Nikam pamo Nigeria for Buzia buying a say. Mo ye near dear, more bet Joe mine. Accra New Town, mo friend Lagos Town. Businesses in Yamaji. Then we need to regulate you people. And for that matter, Wakoya no kofa aliens compliance order. Say the immigration laws of our nation. We want all aliens. Mo free baby aba. Mo be comply with the regulations of our nation. The immigration laws of our nation. So that was the motive of the aliens compliance. It is about now my mudia. And the Amrane war my we are Nigerian new. We are Lebanese new. It wasn't even just Nigerians. Lebanese people had taken over, taken our market. The economy had gone into the hands of the Lebanese and the Nigerians. So Buzia sought to protect the interest of the Ghanaian people. Thereby introducing aliens compliance order by saying that if you will do business, there are certain businesses that has been allocated and protected for the Ghanaian citizens. For which reason, if you are a non-citizen, you cannot venture into those businesses. What was the motive? Protecting the Ghanaian.
Exactly. So
the whole motive of the aliens compliance order was to protect the Ghanaian citizens.
Precisely.
Why you near the Buzia was okay, say me a certain duration of time. For which some na you follow compliance. Compare open citizenship koko pebi. Say open agree stay no koko pebi. Sometimes Nigeria for no adwo man nafa. No mo dwen se busi edi ago. Ebra ye de ma wo mo se wo mo nya ne ade no mo antimi anye. No say this mo follow dia all of you vamus.
Precisely.
No pamo wo mo. It's a aliens compliance order. It wasn't an expulsion order. It wasn't that or sorry and was munina mon sorry kumko. One more time was a monfanya bibi near there. Na mon corner immigration for and documentum. After you did more so munyani and a buzia, a pamu, Musani Monko, Nagana for Honto. Since then, Yanina Mua by a mutala time, a Nigeria president, 1982. Satam oil boom yabama, Nigeria, no ye be or honey. And a Ghana phone in kwa gegi. If it's a Nigeria phone any akoshe oil no so your friend a Dutch disease. Or mudi economy ni be brino. Na gomumpe. Teaching any artisanal in what one in your mumpe. And to a more yenny at the deck. And the Kovi say Ghana phone a teacher for Ghana phone mason for Ghana phone artisans in a Ghana ko Nigeria. Nana Ghana phone teacher phone wa bene. Eti wamo kwa dia na Nigeria phone into me competing with them. Eti by 1982 no. Na Ghana for no a jig Nigeria for ni nyuma na afa. Ya ne the high life by no mbesua. Ya wan bebre ya ne the ko no mbesua. Hip life is start free. As on to start free ni no mbesua. But we behave like brothers. Nigeria and Ghana. Wa mo so ya no mo se mo baji enwuma dia. And Ghana must go. Late 1982. No mo pamo Ghana for nyina ha. And nkonti ma gu ye so. Nearby. Since then, we've all come to an agreement that we will live peacefully in this country.
So, fire.
And we woke up one day. A certain individual called Igbo King, Dr. Izzy Deben. All of a sudden says that I have come to Ghana. I have been made a king of Igbos. And for that reason, I am building my kingdom. What nonsense kingdom is that? Kingdom where? First of all, we are going to look at even assassin also they build the kingdom. Let us look at the position of the law when it comes to the constitution. Does the constitution allow non-citizens to be able to acquire land? Claim is our bought lands. You've not bought any land. Even the concept of buying land. There is no way a non-citizen of our nation can buy land. It will be leased to you. And then if I make a constitution in Article 266 near Guardian, what nonsense is that? Then you are imposing yourself on the people. If you want to lead your people, a settler community, there is nothing wrong with it. I was ya be your hinia. Ya what the constitution it children were your hine. You will be Article 277. Near who is a chief in this country. Nemo Miansha Article 2661. Or see no interest in land. Dani Izumi. Now so Kramaman for Nkabi. Or she be ana. Dani Izumi no Mkabi. We are Nigerian, we are Lebanese. Constitution in the say, may create any interest in land and more freehold interest. Freehold in the say, now forever and ever. What's BBS so Constitution Article 2661. Was no interest in land in or right over any land in Ghana shall be created, which vests in a person who is not a citizen of Ghana, a freehold interest in the alien land Ghana.
Exactly.
So by building kingdom. Then we are assassin. Me and farmer in perpetuity to any non-citizen of our nation. Which nonsense? It kingdom no building or day. Now that if I go to near reading Clause 2 say or say an agreement, deed or conveyance or whatever nature which seeks, contrary to clause 1 of this article, to confer on a person who is not a citizen of any Ghana any freehold interest or rights over any land is void. It is a freehold a conveyance be a deed of conveyance. The deed of conveyance akrata na to asase Nasa sakrata no e ma kwan say oh ye de ma wa febo a constitution no clause 2 say a void
precisely
ye twam and even time ye be 1992 constitution by 1969 any non-citizen of Ghana be no freehold interest. There was several land titles ayenya there were allodia title there were usufruct interest there were common law freehold there were there freehold ni nyina no ye so we non-citizen a wo kura bi after the Nyan Article 2663 na yen reading here the kingdom no building what there so now where on the 22nd day of August 1969 any person not being a citizen of Ghana had a freehold interest or right over any land in Ghana, that interest or right shall be deemed to be a leasehold interest for a period of 50 years at a peppercorn rent commencing peppercorn rent, not even a freehold lease.
More fire.
Commencing from the 22nd day of August 1969, and the freehold reversionary interest in any such land shall vest in the president on behalf of and in trust for the people of Ghana. I also have be reversionary interest. See the assassin will be na se nipa ni ye mano eye saa de ye kan ya. Se nipa ni ho a it must reverse to the rightful owner. And yes say will be our non-citizen bia or freehold interest in land. by the coming into force of the 1969 Constitution, Sans are sitting converting into another interest. That is a year rent. Tienio. They will say Nipani Ua and Kone Makuraho. It will come back to the president. So the reversion in the land will come back to the president. We are lawyer for the Betias. Now, so the Michiram say, we are Nigerian new, we are Zimbabwe new, we are Lebanese new, and Brana say, see the Asase Mawa, we will give it to you for only 50 years, even that minus a day. So you can hold it for 49 years, plus 364 1/4 days, minus a day. We are fast as anybody. So we'll be better as my task as a building kingdom. Kingdom no building for 50 years. Are you normal?
Axim.
Fire.
Now, young Konian shared and for the next clause to so. No man for the reading. Was in no interest or right over any land in Ghana shall be created, which vests in a person who is not a citizen of Ghana, a leasehold for a term more than 50 years at any one time. It is as if you are a Toma non-citizen for more than 50 years.
Exactly.
It was what building the condo was what to assassin way. Even that it is a leasehold, you lease it to the person.
Precisely.
And so be lease be mawa. So be the assassin mawa. Now say you leasehold a year transaction. Your friend will be sublease. When you are subleasing, may the assassin a year akushia. Nemo akushia person the assassin be ma a year kofi. It's a sublease. You need an express approval from menu a year the original a year owner holding the allodial title. And yes, idea. You cannot give it. It's also about building a kingdom. What 250 plots. That's what the Bibema a year be what they command one. A yes, a year go pramprama him for no. Who are the real owners of the land? They are allodial title owners, and they also seek permission. So which kingdom is he building? Or building kingdom no way? Because when the assassin be through any other sublease agreement, you are supposed to seek permission from a year the go pramprama owners. So in the kingdom or building the idea. What nonsense is that? And even per the arrangement of a year constitution. Or be sit down here. Or here permit from the assembly. After what say, I'm going to build a kingdom and we will name this under this over this. Even naming of roads, you need an express approval from a year the assembly. Then you come here and you want to impose yourself on people. And what kind of nonsense is that? You want to create confusion.
Exactly.
When you impose yourself on the people naturally will rebel. Now you are trying to create some tension which is not there. We have been living with our Nigerian brothers for years. Our Hausa brothers have been here for more than 100 years. Have they come in to say they are creating their Hausa kingdom? Even Nigerians, you have different tribes and your tribal tensions. By the virtue of the fact that you are trying to raise this thing as if Ghana is in support of Igbos against Yorubas, Igbos against other tribes, you will be creating a certain tension in Ghana we are not ready for. And it's a threat to our national security. What kind of nonsense is this? Then you come into our nation. And even when they have told you that what you are doing, it has the tendency of raising tribal tensions. And then there's a video that this guy came to answer. And if you look at the arrogance in which he was speaking, as if he owned the country, saying that what you are saying is a hate speech. Nonsense, my brother. What kind of nonsense is that? Nobody hates Igbos. Nobody hates Yorubas. Nobody hates houses. We are only saying that don't impose yourself on the people. And stop being arrogant. You come to people's land, you disrespect them. And when the people are complaining, you come in and some arrogance. There's a hate speech.
Tell us what is going on.
Good afternoon. By the special grace of God, I'm the chief of Igbo community in Ghana.
Okay, so Danny, hold on. Pause with me. So I'll ask you a question of whether or a chief of Igbo community or not. There is a case called Rimoshi. The courts have settled that when it comes to say, and conform year to Kotna baby, Esi nya kandinibia wodi omanim. Sebe ya ochena kwa obi di bonia, ye betimi atresi. Etu kodu America, ye wa Asante for hino in New York, ye wa this, ye wa that. Sani enuan mo mfiri suru ho ba Asante memkwa. Ye omosi for hine, ye wa Alaba for hine, ye wa this, ye wa that. There There is nothing wrong with it.
Exactly.
So if by any chance you are an Igbo man and there are Igbos in our country, for which reason they've elected you to be their leader, be their leader. And stop this arrogant way of imposing yourself on the people. And now Kwasia 70, many are just smart work what you say, where's who or bow a year Igbo hine. Because you want to get Juma. I never was the same. No. What to me? I'm Obiaba. Or so you hine war man. No war bones so hine. No, I could to him. Or you're smart in the Toda Gunner said, dear Nayana So if you are a leader, even that you are not a chief, listen to me properly. Who qualifies to be a chief? Danny, let's go and educate this guy under Article 277 and let him know who is a chief in our land. What the Constitution requires. Now, when it comes to definition of a chief, per Article 277, in this chapter, unless the context otherwise requires, chief means a person who, hailing from the appropriate family and lineage, has been validly nominated, elected, selected, and installed, enscanned, or installed as a chief or queen mother in accordance with the relevant customary law and usage. So you are not a chief. And Rimosi case has established that.
Exactly.
That it's not a chief properly so called. When you are a leader of a settler community, you cannot call yourself a chief.
Precisely.
Then let's go to section 63 of the Chieftaincy Act. That is Act 759. Young Conqueror, what it says. If somebody is not a chief and a person calls himself a chief, it is an offense. Per section 63 of the Chieftaincy Act. A person who acts or performs the functions of a chief when that person is not qualified to act. Being a chief assumes a position that the person is not entitled to be by custom. You have committed a crime. So you cannot be calling yourself a chief in our nation. Talk less of saying that you are a king. What nonsense king is that? My brother, don't come to our nation and show us some disrespect. We are not timid and cowards like that. Don't do that. We want to live peacefully with our brothers. I sometimes even feel like the Igbos have the same spirit as that of Asantis, because they are very dominating characters. Whenever they get to any place, they are very dominating. So I like my Igbo people. You get a point. For which reason, at some point, even people used to call me Chino doing KDS 111. My friends used to call me that. So don't come and create tensions between us when there is none. Imposing yourself, I'm the king of Igbo, and nonsense. If you are a leader of the settlers community, shut up and be the leader. And stop this arrogance of I am the chief, king of the men. Kingdom where? We have fought for lands already. Ningo Pram, it belongs to families.
Precisely.
So where are you going to build your kingdom? And who is going to allow you that? Are you waging war? The only way you can do that is by war of conquest. Have you fought in any war? Who is going to allow you to build a kingdom? Where did you fight? Where did you fight to get kingdom? My friend, stop this nonsense. You are a brother, but stop this nonsense. Don't come to our land and begin to show on our face some arrogance as though we are some coward and timid people, for which reason you can walk in and do anything you like. You need to stop calling yourself a king. You are not a king. You are not even a chief.
So
tell them.
Don't do this. We want to live with our Nigerian brothers in peace. We love them. They love us equally. All of a sudden, you are trying to show some tensions and all that. Now to the Interior Minister, if by any means possible, this guy is going to raise tensions between us and Nigerians, and the people are not happy. The Ghanaian people are not happy. So if this guy is going to raise, please, I don't know whether he is even a citizen of our nation. I learned he's been here since 1995. If you have been here since 1995, the assumption is that you've been able to acquire some citizenship in terms of being a Ghanaian. Even that, the Citizenship Act, 2000, it shows who qualifies to be a Ghanaian. Whether you can speak properly a native language. An Igbo language is not part of our language. So we are telling you on authority, Interior Minister, if it's possible, deport him. You shouldn't come and raise any tension between us and Nigerians. We love our Nigerian brothers. Your arrogance and your stupidity cannot raise any tension between us. If you are the leader of Igbos, shut the fuck up and be leader of Igbos. Don't be calling Ghanaians and say, I have honored you, I have titled you, give to Adoyana Musu Funu. carrying yourself as if you own the land. You don't own any land. You don't own any land. Even on one case, any brothers from a year, Kumasi, and any Bofidio and the brothers from Kumasi.
Igbo controversy, Igbo saga that's going on in Accra. Ghanaian youth protesting in Accra. I don't know when it happened, whether it was new or whether it was just an old video. But our stand here in Kumasi, Ashanti region, is that we owe our allegiance to the Otumfuo Osei-Tutu II, the Ashanti Hine. Igbos don't have king in Ashanti region here, and we don't recognize anybody as the king of Igbos in Ashanti region. In any part of the world, there must be Igbo community as a kingship of Igbo. In Ghana here, we are not part of it because we have our king in Ashanti region. That is Otumfuo Osei-Tutu II. And we are making everything possibly best not to allow this protest or this any of these things come to Ashanti region here. So it's my advice to Ghanaian youth: you have to think before you act. Igbo controversy, Igbo saga that's going on in Accra. Ghanaian youth protesting in Accra. I don't know when it happened, whether it was new or whether it was just an old video. But our stand here in Kumasi, Ashanti region, is that we owe our allegiance to the Otumfuo Osei-Tutu II, the Ashanti Hine. Igbos don't have king in Ashanti region here, and we don't recognize anybody as the king of Igbos in Ashanti region. In any part of the world, there must be Igbo community as a kingship of Igbo in Ghana here. We are not part of it because we have
Danny, it's okay. Now let's come in and let me speak directly to you, my brother. What is his name? I learned Dr. Ezie BBB. You are not even, I don't know where you got your doctor title from. Let me tell you, we are a nation of laws. You came into our country. I believe so strongly that every person on the African continent is welcome to our nation for one reason. I am a Pan-Africanist. I believe in the unification of our land as a one people. But until so, when you come to our land, which our forebears fought for, you don't come in and show us disrespect. And when you have shown us disrespect, and the people are calling on you to do the right thing, you don't begin to pull in the hate speech.
Precisely.
That type of hate speech. Then it's a video now. Bring it back and let me speak to him. Say that is xenophobic. So you are trying. Let me speak to him.
What is going on?
Good afternoon. By the special grace of God, I'm the chief of Igbo community in Ghana. Is in Igbo.
You are not a chief of Igbo. You are the leader of Igbo communities. You are not a chief. Stop calling yourself that. You are not, and you can never be. The Rimosi case is very assertive on that. You are not a chief because there is no bloodline in Ghana here that you come from as a chief, as a royal. There is no ethnicity in our nation called Igbo. Now, when you happen like that, even when you are dead and gone, you'll be creating chaos between the Igbo communities on our land because you'll be willing it to your kid. Whereas when it comes to leadership of this nation, it is by election. So don't be calling yourself a chief of this, chief of that. You are a leader of the Igbo community. If they've elected you, shut up and be like that and stop this nonsense.
I had the same story. A lot of people have been calling me, sending me links from Amma Ghana. He's called Amma Observer, and a certain guy also called Nitete. Nitete speaking Ghana, and Amma speaking English. And I've been watching those links people have been sending to me. I ignored them. The reason why I ignored them
see the exhibition of arrogance as if he owns the people. My brother, you don't own anybody in this country. I'm telling you. We love our Igbo brothers, but don't begin to create these kind of divisions and arrogance. It will erupt a bad energy in the Ghanaian people. When it does, there will be tension. And I'm saying to the Interior Minister, if the actions of this guy is going to cause chaos between us and our Igbo brothers, deport him. Let him go to his country. If you have given him citizenship by registry, we can revoke that citizenship and take him to his land. Don't come and create any nonsense between us and our brothers from Nigeria. What is that?
Saying it's never true. How come a blogger will sit down to say that Igbo King in Ghana bribed Ghana Traditional Council for them to induct.
So let's put it on record. Pause there. Let's put it on record. The Ghana Traditional Council has released a statement. Almost you should stop calling himself like Igbo King. And I think it is in order. Thank you, the Ghana Traditional Council. Ningo Pram for also issue statement. Minister of Interior, deport this guy. Deport him. Because he will create chaos between us and our Igbo brothers. Deport him.
More fire.
Deport him. We want to live in peace with our Nigerian brothers. We want to live in peace with our Yoruba brothers. Whether you are Igbo, whether you are Yoruba, whether you are Hausa, we want to, whether from Warri, wherever you are from, we want to live in peace with our brothers from Nigeria. Don't begin to bring this superiority complex over us. What kind of superiority complex is that?
Diaspora throne in Ghana. How can somebody who say that the Igbo chief in Ghana and all the Igbos are 419, that we used 419 system to bribe the council for them to induct us? First of all, that is a hate speech. Secondly,
okay, so hold on. So you see what he's trying to do. That is a hate speech. So he's trying to incite the brothers, the Nigerian brothers, for them to think that there is Ghanaians raising hate speech. Listen, this guy is a very dangerous character. We can't have him in our nation. He's a very dangerous individual. This is not hate speech. This is you disrespecting the people. This is you being in the face of the people. And the people are calling on you to stop being in their face. Stop imposing yourself on them. And you say it is a hate speech. Who the hell do you think you are? Who the hell do you think you are? You come to our land, and when you are disrespecting us, we tell you that you are disrespecting us, and you say it's a hate speech. Which hate speech? Stop this disrespect. Our forebears fought for the land that we live on. Where were you when our forebears were fighting for our land? And you come in and we are telling you that what you are doing, you create tribal tensions. And you say it is hate speech. Who the hell do you think? What superiority complex are you suffering from? Now let's move on. Let me listen to him.
The entire Igbo community and the entire Nigerians.
No. Nobody is talking about the entire Igbo community. Don't make it about entire Igbo community. Don't make it about entire Nigerians. Make it about you and your arrogance.
More fire.
Make it about you and your superiority complex.
More fire.
Don't rope in entire Igbo community. Don't rope in entire Nigerian community. These antics and theatrics, we've gone past that nonsense. We don't have any problem with any Igbo. We don't have any problem with any Hausa. We don't have any problem with any Yoruba. We don't have any problem with any Nigerian living here legitimately.
No.
But you can't come in and begin to suffer from superiority complex and say I'm the king of Igbo and hate speech. Who the hell do you think you are? We are men. We are not cowards. We are not women. Now move on. Let's listen to him.
She and Tete is saying what they don't know about. Number 4 is a hate speech that can even cause xenophobia.
Okay. You see. Mutaka, I think you must take you. This guy must be deported. Honorable Mutaka, with the greatest of respect, deport this guy. So when he says xenophobia, said ye was South Africa, na ye pamo Nigeria na Ghana for Now this guy is drawing our minds that because we are calling him to order, then it is xenophobia. He's going to cause xenophobia. It is your reaction and the way you are getting in the face of the people that has the tendency of causing xenophobia.
That
you are suffering from superiority complex, my brother, and you better be one. We don't care. Listen. When you come to Ghana, you do what the law says. We are not me. I'm not like Captain Smart who follows the money. It's about the money for. Don't do that nonsense on our lands. We love Igbos. We love Yorubas. We love Nigerians. I have a lot of friends who are Nigerians. Don't begin to use your superiority complex to cause chaos. And it's about you. There's no xenophobia anywhere. It's about you and the way you are behaving.
Exactly. So tell him in the face.
If you're a leader, be a leader of the Igbo community. If you want to do your own meetings, do so. If at some point you want to do something nice to reintegrate all of them, do so. Don't come in this complex. We are going to build our own kingdom. We are going to build our own school, our own food, our own this. Then somebody was talking about Chinatown. When was the last time Chinese people said we are going to build our kingdom? If the Yorubas or Igbos want to live in a certain community, peacefully live there. It is your problem. Must you come and shove that in the face of the Ghanaian people?
This are not.
If your brothers want to buy lands and live in the same community, what has that got to do with us? But don't come and shove it in our face with this arrogance that we are going to build and name it after our ancestors. Did your ancestors fight for any land in Ghana? That you want to name roads after them? We named road after Talewa by Balewa because he did something for Ghanaians. What has your ancestor done for Ghanaians? Stop this nonsense.
More fire. More fire.
Now let me call on our Nigerian brothers. Ghana for you guys should not. Munya, nobody should use this as a means of hating on any Nigerian. Nigerians, as every human being, you find bad people in there. You find good people in there. And because Nigerians have the numbers, their population is very huge. So the likelihood that if you are finding criminals in Nigeria, you will find 10 criminals and find 1 in Ghana is high. Because their population is very huge. So if you meet Nigerians, the same way if you're looking for good people, you'll find good people, 10 good people in Nigeria, and you'll find 1 good person in Ghana because of numbers. So nobody should start tagging Nigeria for your criminals. Please, we are one people. Just that this person cannot create any tribal tension. Mojaka, please look through his documents and if possible deport him. Let them re-elect somebody else to take over the leadership. Period. Danny. On fera some song. Kasi ya nkwala ni ukruba.